There
if
it is.
this thing will. Oh, we are live right at 11 o'clock.
Absolutely. On the
I never miss on being on time. That is.
Nope. Can
I mean, how
confirm.
many weeks in a row is that? I'm like undefeated right now.
I mean, that's money right there.
I am like the Michael Jordan of being on time.
Easy. Somebody's gonna have a trigger warning out there.
Well, what's up, everybody? It's of course Blue Collar Game Day. I am your host, the General Steve Reisner. I got just Luke over here with me today, recovering from a season of Pittsburgh football.
Yeah.
So I have to troll Pittsburgh fans when they're bad. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, bud. I mean, we're gonna have football all week now. I mean, it's Christmas week. It's gonna be college football. It's gonna be pro football. I mean, it's gonna be a good week.
Oh, absolutely. There is. I have to say one thing though. So, I get that there's a lot of football games in a row, but like all these guys in the media are like obsessed with over exaggerating how many nights in a row there's gonna be NFL football games. Like, did you hear them last night? There's like, oh, we're gonna have like 17 nights in a row with NFL football. It's like, no, bro, there's like 4.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. That's
still a lot.
That's still a lot of football games in 4 days. Like, it's not 17 straight days with NFL football. Settle down.
Right. First of all, the NFLPA will never let that happen. Ever.
Yeah, no, ever. I don't think that can happen.
Yeah. Physically and mentally, just cannot.
There's a lot working against that idea happening.
Yeah.
So we'll jump into Thursday night. We had the Chiefs and the Chargers. Now, this is a game that the Chargers should have won.
Correct.
You can't just go for it on 4th down every fucking time.
Yeah.
You feel like it. And that's I don't know. I like Brandon Staley pissed his pants trying to feed the analytics crowd is basically what I saw in that game.
I think
you left points on the board. I understand this whole idea of like, you know, and it was true. I think it was true last year. I think it was true the year before of you can't beat the Kansas City Chiefs with field goals.
Correct.
But the Chiefs aren't that offense this year.
No.
Unless they're playing the Raiders.
No.
They're just not.
Correct.
And that, I mean, one of the things too is that like you were already leading in the game. So like that first one that you leave the points on the board, you could have gone up 7 points. The analytics crowd will tell you this is why I hate the analytics crowd, because I've heard this from the analytics crowd. Momentum is not a thing in sports, they tell you. You tell me momentum's not a thing in sports, you've never played sports.
Correct.
Like I won't have a conversation with you if you tell about sports. If you tell me momentum doesn't exist in sports, especially in football, of all sports.
Right. That's why I think I like having these conversations with my dad and my oldest brother, and then coming down to me, because my dad is strictly, he's kind of the crowd where he's in between. He doesn't know. PJ goes by the feel of the game, and it's kind of a mix of the game and analytics. And then I just sit there and I'm thinking, why chase points now? If you don't have to chase points, don't chase points now. I would rather chase them later. And I think that's the Patrick Mahomes effect on that game too, is that they already got into their head, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes is going to get the ball back and he's going to have all this time and like all this other stuff. When you have to worry about yourself first. And so why chase those points then when you could just you have to trust yourself at some point.
And at the same time, you're also saying, like talking about trusting yourself, you're sending a message to your defense. When you do that early in the game and you already have a lead, you're telling your defense, I don't trust you up by 7 points.
Correct.
And you know what? Sometimes you're right, but then sometimes you put it on the defense and you say, "Hey, I trust my defense." And sometimes you're wrong on that.
Yeah.
But you told your defense,
You trusted
"I
him.
trust you.
Yeah.
I trust you to get it done." And at the end of the season, not the end of the day, that can pay dividends
Yeah.
for you. Is
Absolutely.
your team knowing that the coach trusts them, because that gives the team, these guys are already confident guys. They're
Right.
NFL football players. They should be
Yeah.
confident in
Yeah.
themselves. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
but when the coach basically sends out that message, like, no, I trust you. Go get it done. Go win me this football game. That it does dividends for a
Yeah.
confidence booster for a team going down the season.
Yeah. Is
I, I
Foxborough
just
burning down, bud? Is those the fire trucks stopping people from jumping off bridges? Is that what that is?
probably that's probably part of it. The sky is falling around here, dude.
Absolutely.
Fucking Christ. I guess we'll get right into that. That's probably where we're going to spend most of our time today. That and
Yeah.
terrible Twitter takes, which are fucking
Oh my
flying
God.
all over the place the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, terrible Twitter takes. Stick around for the end of the show today,
Uh,
because it's going to be something else. It's going to be something special today.
yeah.
Some of the best, worst takes I've ever seen.
Ever.
So yeah, last night we were supposed to have the Browns play. The NFL rescheduled the game. Now, all right, look, I'm going to touch on this. I understand the NFL rescheduling the game. I understand there is a lot of cases in Cleveland. I understand it's kind of stupid to host a game when they have all these cases going around. The one thing I have to say is that the NFL laid this guideline out at the beginning of the year on how they were going to handle these situations. And now they're changing it up at the last minute to appease these teams, to appease their games. Look, again, I'm going to sound like, I always beat the dead horse that the NFL and the media hate the Patriots. If it were the Patriots who had a bunch of COVID cases, they absolutely would have been made to get on a plane to Indianapolis last night to play a game, no matter how many players they were missing.
100%.
1,000%.
100%. I
No,
mean, you literally
no
had.
debate about that at all to
I
me.
mean,
Like,
you had who played last year with a fucking wide receiver at quarterback? The
the
Bears?
Broncos.
The
And that's
Broncos,
what I
yeah.
mean. Like, so you didn't move
Like,
that game for the Broncos, but you moved the game for the
right,
Browns now?
right. That's what I'm saying. And the Steelers were completely healthy last year against the Titans, and the Titans had all these cases, and they dicked around with that game. So, like, I don't know.
Well, the
I feel
Patriots,
like,
the Patriots last year, this is what I bring up. Like, so when we played Kansas City last year, mind you, at the time, our season was still in play. It was early in the season. They were missing their starting quarterback and the reigning defensive player of the year. They asked if they could get an extra space because Kansas City had the smallest visiting locker room in the league, and they wanted to social distance in the locker room because they had COVID cases on their team, and they were denied that request. They like it. It was it, but now they can reschedule it because Baker Mayfield called them out on social media.
yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, you got what? You got no fucking backbone. And I get it. I get moving the games, but at the same time, you only move the games. This is the only reason they move the games is because Roger Goodell got called out on social media by a player, and his system did not compute. So
Yeah.
the algorithm recorrected things.
Yeah. I
That
I don't even think it's just an NFL problem. I mean, everybody as a whole. I mean, we all got soft. We all got laxed in this whole COVID situation. There's a lot of places, you're supposed to wear masks and blah 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 blah. I mean, we've been beating this drum for 2 years now, but we got laxed, and that's fine. NFL, if you want to come out and tell me that you just got laxed with the rules, I'm completely fine with that. Just accept the fact that it's happening and you got lax with your protocols, and that's fine. But now you're just changing everything as if.
Well, then that's what I mean.
Like,
So you see how many cases there are on the Browns. The NFL had protocols these players were supposed to follow all year.
right.
You look at, and then so look at all the cases in the Boston area, which I know Foxborough is not in Boston. Well, all the cases in the Massachusetts area. There's no cases on the Patriots. People are telling me that Bill Belichick cheated the testing system. That's a wildly unrealistic conspiracy theory that I'll talk about later. That doesn't make any sense. I have to think that I'm not knocking guys for getting sick, but you have to think that we're these guys not following the protocols.
Right. And then there has to be subsequent investigations into this. And not just like we'll have our team doctors look into it. No, you have a certified person from the NFL come in and they fucking investigate what happened. Because there's no reason for 30-some cases on a 53-man roster or whatever it is.
Exactly. That when it's that many cases, you have to think that obviously the players weren't following protocols.
Right.
But so anyway, the only game we had last night was the Patriots and the Colts. Well, the Patriots came up flat.
Yeah.
They had too many penalties, costly penalties, dumb mental mistakes, going off sides, false starts in the red zone. Literally most inopportune times to get false starts. Like step on your own dick more, Patriots. You can't.
Right.
But
right.
At the same time, everyone's freaking out. Look, this is a team that they didn't have a bye week until week 14 of a 17-game schedule. That's a long time.
That's a long time. Yeah.
To go with a bye week. And I feel like now I usually love coming off the bye week. But I feel like how long they waited to have a bye week and having to they got into that mode that that run they just went on. I feel like it might have been harder to get right back into that zone coming off the bye week because you had the week off. I don't know.
No, I get it. I don't think I would want my bye that long, that late into the season. Especially now, because
I think they have to start looking at putting the bye weeks or starting the bye weeks earlier in the season if they want the season to be longer.
Especially now, like this is New England football weather. Like they were prepared to play. They had a 6-game winning streak. But here's the other thing though, and people are starting to like overthink this just way too much. Somebody had to lose that game last night, okay? And it just wasn't the Patriots game. It just wasn't. And that's okay.
And now here's the thing: the Colts, their record's not great. They're 8-6 now, which is not a bad record because the AFC is not great. The AFC is completely wide open.
Right, and
the Colts are one of the better teams in the AFC. The Colts are a good football team.
Yes.
The
Colts are a good football team, and Jonathan Taylor seriously might win Offensive Player of the Year. He's making a good bid.
He's making a case for MVP. He's
correct.
Probably not going to win it because it's probably going to go to a quarterback. In my opinion, it's going to go to Tom Brady, and he's going to win an MVP in 3 different decades, which is just
unreal. But
just think about that fact: 3 different decades and MVP. That's crazy. Yeah. But the Colts are a good team, and as bad as the Patriots played, although the 2 interceptions by Mac, the first one, Greg Olsen was sitting there ripping on the throw. Okay, I have to say this since we're talking about Saturday night. Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen should not be announcing primetime television games. They're fucking terrible. Yeah, those are some of the worst analysis I've ever heard in my life, and I've listened to Chris Collinsworth call games for the better part of my fucking life.
You're right, absolutely.
And John Madden, okay? Like, I've heard the most obvious things said.
Yeah.
And, like, last night, I didn't even hear anything obvious. I just heard, like, not even what they said was obvious because it just didn't even make fucking sense.
Yeah.
So Greg Olson was ripping on Mac Jones, saying that it was a bad throw, light throw. Throw could have been better.
Yeah.
Obviously, and any throw that's intercepted could be a better throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think it was a terrible throw. I think it was a good read on the play by Darius Leonard, one of the best linebackers in the game, against a rookie quarterback. These are things that happen. And then that second pick, dude, you had been hitting the out route. Nothing but the out route for the entire fucking first half of the game. That was all you had. The offense stalled bad the first half.
Yeah.
That out route, they read that from a mile away because it was all you were throwing.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that happens. And that's a rookie that, look, every rookie ever has at least one game in their rookie season that they blow up on themselves.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of football.
Yeah.
That's a fact of the NFL.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing of the bye, too. Being that long of a wait.
And he came out like, look, he didn't blow up on himself in that game, though. That's the thing. With the way Mac Jones played in that second half, I've seen people call it trash time yards. That wasn't garbage time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are saying
that's not garbage time. When the game is completely within strike, it's not garbage time. When you can actually go and win the game, that's not garbage time. That's trying to win a football game.
Right.
And the fourth quarter, that kid came alive.
Yeah.
Like they didn't finish it. But that kid showed some scrap, and he did a good job of not letting himself blow up.
That's what
in a game that he easily could have. The Cream easily could have gotten away from the Patriots, and they fought their way back into it on both sides of the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen a lot worse games played by rookies with 2 interceptions than that.
Oh,
a lot worse.
Way worse. Way worse. I have seen worse games played by Tom Brady with 2 interceptions.
Right.
I've seen Tom Brady in a game like that have it blow up in his face. Just had an off night, and it started off bad and the rest went poorly. It happens to every quarterback. Not even just as a rookie. It's guaranteed to happen to you as a rookie. Like it's guaranteed to happen once. But look, you lost the game. I have to say one thing. I'm not going to blame the refs. Those calls were not being called the same way for each team. Indianapolis was getting away with a lot of hits to the head. I even saw I thought it was one of the most hilarious pieces of broadcasting ever. They actually showed on one of Jonathan Taylor's runs to the outside, a Patriots player getting pushed down from behind, like a clear block in the back on the replay. Yeah. And those 2 idiots in the booth going, and just great blocking there. No penalties, no blocks in the back. I'm like, when you knock a guy down from behind,
right,
blocking him,
extended in the back.
That's a block in the back. That's
honestly, see, it's not even just that. It's not even that game too. The NFL needs to take a hard look at the referees, for real.
Oh, it's never. I've been saying that for a long time. I
mean, this year has been abysmal from every single crew that I've seen.
Well, the thing is, for one, you can talk about the taunting rules. They need to have if you want to enforce taunting rules, you need to have an actual guideline on how you enforce these things. It can't be 15-yard penalties. Like,
15 is ridiculous.
And like some of these times are like, I'm sorry, but dude, all right. Here was one play. A Colts guy jumped right off sides. goes unevaded to Mac Jones with nobody around him, knows he's offsides. After the whistle blows, he dives at the quarterback's knee.
Yeah.
And they throw a 5-yard penalty for encroachment.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
What about unevaded to the quarterback's knee?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
That's a 15. Yeah. That's 15
That's
in
a
the first.
15.
Yeah.
Nelson Aguilar getting hit over the middle. Clearly got hit in the head. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
There was a lot of those from the Colts. A lot of those. Yeah. And I do have to say that it's ironic. It's ironic to me that 17 years ago, the Colts lost an AFC championship game to the Patriots at home, and afterwards complained that the Patriots were hitting their players too hard in the secondary and made them change the rules on what you can do as a defensive back.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like how they lost to the Patriots.
Right.
And then they ignored all those rules, and the refs ignored all those rules that Indy wanted to change, helping Indy win a game against the Patriots. I love irony.
Well, it's just crazy to me because I understand it's the human element. I get that. But, like, there's just no consistency at all. Like, if you're gonna swallow the whistle, then fucking swallow it. Then I don't want to hear it. But if you're not going to do that, then call it both ways. Like, have some fucking.
That's exactly my point. That's a referee crew. They said threw the most flags in the league. If you're going to throw a lot of flags on one team, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have thrown flags on the Patriots, you can't go and miss all the flags on the other team.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, this is why people think the game is rigged. No one's going to say it because the Patriots lost and everyone wanted the Patriots to lose.
Right.
But this is why people think the game is rigged, is because the refs obviously call games one-sided at times.
Right.
And it's not a subjective thing. It's a complete fact that there are times in the NBA, the NFL, probably in the NHL, that refs call games one-sided.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's jump into some game picks. And don't forget, folks, this episode is brought to you by Glitch Energy. I thought I'd change the ticker. 25% off, not 20% off. I did that earlier before you came on. I did the little editing thing. I changed that. And I think I forgot to hit save. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
have that on these big jobs, Steve.
Yeah, it seems to be an important part of that situation.
Yeah.
All right, so I hope DraftKings is updated on which day all these games are on.
Yeah. That's probably Vegas is probably a shit show.
Vegas is not happy right now.
No, they're not.
So we got the Cardinals and the Lions at 1:00. It's a 12.5 point spread in the Cardinals' favor.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jesus. If D-Hop's playing, it's probably 17, honestly.
That's right. This is the spread without DeAndre Hopkins. So
yeah.
I'm gonna take look. Everyone knows I don't like double-digit spreads. I'm gonna take the Cardinals to cover that spread.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have my eyes all over this one. Because I really want something to happen in this game, but it's probably not going to happen. Carolina and Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 14 here. I think that is way too high. I still think Buffalo, obviously, because of how, as a Patriots fan, it's not, but I don't think it's a surprise. I think Buffalo is wildly overrated.
Steve, I've been waiting for them to wake up. I've been waiting very patiently for this, and it's now week 14 or week or
exactly.
You know what I mean?
There's a point. There's a time in the season where you can say they just haven't woken up yet. But like when you
And
get this late into the season, it's too late to
and
wake up.
and
You can't.
here's my thing. First of all, the Patriots drop one in December. Huge. Huge in division. That's a huge loss. But now you're out here and you're probably going to dick around today. Even though you could move within a game of back to try to get this AFC East title, but you're going to dick around today because you don't have a running game. Your best running back is a quarterback, and he's in a walking boot. And when you can't run the ball, that means you can't stop the run either. And that's,
so here's what I have to say, too. Again, it's just a thought. But would you be surprised if Buffalo is looking ahead past the Panthers to playing the Patriots next week?
You know what, Steve? Honestly, I agree with you because that Panther defense, their offense might not be good, but that defense is playoff caliber. Like it's pretty good.
The defense isn't bad at all. The defense has been letting points up because the offense keeps giving the ball up and giving up field position and giving them too many times that they have to try to stop the offense.
Right.
And I mean, again, like you said, Buffalo can't stop the run. Carolina's not bad at running the ball.
No, Chuba Hubbard stepped in pretty good for CMC.
Chuba stepped in good, and I mean, look, Cam Newton cannot throw.
No. Yeah.
But one thing that I won't say Cam Newton can't do is run the football.
Right.
The boy can run. I think Buffalo. I think I'm going to take Buffalo to win this game.
I would say Buffalo by 6 would be a good one.
Yeah, 14, way too high.
14's
absolutely. I don't see them covering 14.
Yeah.
I think there's a closer game than Vegas is giving it credit for. And you have to say this. If Buffalo loses this game, your season is over.
Correct.
Your season is over if you lose today.
Yeah. That's a good say, probably.
You lose this game, and then you lose to New England next week.
That's jobs.
Sean McDermott's probably out the door.
Yeah, that's jobs at that point.
Sean McDermott's probably out of a job after that. If we get the Cowboys, the Giants, it's 11.5 point spread. Cowboys winning cover. The Giants are the Giants are very dysfunctional.
Yeah, they're not good.
Not great.
Yeah.
We got the Jets and the Dolphins. 10-point spread in favor of the Dolphins. Probably going to cover that.
It's so funny though because what would be the most Miami Dolphin thing to do today? Winning 5 games in a row, absolutely puking on yourself against the Jets. I think they're going to win this game, but like that would be
it would be a wicked Miami Dolphins thing.
Yeah.
It would actually, you know what? It wouldn't even just be a Dolphins thing, dude. It would just be like a total AFC East thing, like AFC East, not the Patriots thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Like fucking piss all over yourself.
Yeah.
That's just what other teams do in this division.
Pretty much, yeah.
Titans and the Steelers. This is, I mean, because of the I don't know, the history between these two teams, I think is why this game's so close. It's only a 1-point spread in the Titans' favor.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think the Titans are going to win this game, Luke. Pittsburgh keeps hanging in games weirdly. I don't know how. I think other teams just keep letting them in. But, I mean, Pittsburgh's not good this year.
No, and it's been a very long time since it felt like I've seen a 100-yard rusher against the Steelers defense. But now I've seen 200-yard rushers against the Steelers defense. And it hurts. It hurts so much to see.
You know, me and your brother would talk about it last year. It's like the Steelers, like over the past few years, I almost feel like they lost that classic Pittsburgh Steeler identity of where even if we have a quarterback that can throw, we are gonna run the ball down your fucking throat. We're gonna play tough, hard-nosed defense. We're gonna beat you up on both sides of the ball. And it's one of the things that helps the teams like Pittsburgh, New England, that they're able to do that in these cold weather at home.
Yeah.
Grind a team down, and I don't see that from Pittsburgh anymore. As much as TJ Watt's a great player, like you said, the TJ Watt gets all these sacks, but you guys are getting gashed in the run.
My whole thing, and it's been so frustrating. I'm gonna probably push it to the last even 10 years with the Steelers team, that we could have a very dominating offense and a very subpar defense, or we can have a absolute shutdown, lockdown defense and can't score more than 10 points. So now I feel like we're just in a weird area. Joe Hayden is back today for the Steelers, so I feel like that'll help shore up some of the secondary. Alex Highsmith comes back, but we're still missing TJ Watt. So I think a 1-point spread is good, but I'm going to pick the Steelers because I hate the Tennessee Titans. So.
That makes sense. The last thing I'll say about the Steelers before we move on is it's also been a long time, I think, since I've seen the Steelers be so undisciplined in crucial parts of a game. Like that Chase Claypool thing, I am never going to stop bringing that up.
I'm 100% Trey Turner. Trey Turner has been an absolute turd of a signing for the Steelers, but he is 100% in the right. He was 110% in the right of what he did. And when Chase and him got into it, I'm like, I've never seen this before. I've never seen the Steelers go after each other like this.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign on any team.
No, and I think, it all comes to a head this year because Tomlin was on a 1-year deal, Colbert was on a 1-year deal, and so is Ben Roethlisberger. So
all comes to a head after
Tomlin. This year, so.
Tomlin might be out this year. I don't know. I mean, obviously Ben's out. Obviously, you're looking for the future. They might move on. They might move on with Tomlin if you're getting rid of Ben. Say you're drafting or whatever.
Well,
it's going to depend on where you end up in the draft, who's there. But if you're drafting a young quarterback, maybe you want to bring in a younger, more offensive-oriented guy than Mike Tomlin, someone to develop a quarterback. You know what I mean?
I mean, our GM was on a 1-year deal coming into this year. Mike Tomlin was on an extension. Ben's on an extension. I mean, it's all going to come to a head at the end of the season. I think it's just going to be a clean house sweep and pretty much start over again.
Yep. We get the Texans and the Jaguars. I should have touched on Urban Meyer being fired.
That was a real
had to be.
That was a real kick in the ass, huh?
Yeah, big surprise there.
Yeah, real kick in the ass, huh?
So I took the Texans the other night, and now that Urban Meyer is gone, I'm going back and forth on this one, to be honest.
Yeah, first of all, if you're betting this game, you have serious issues with your life, okay?
Yeah.
But there's no more distractions than Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth. Jacksonville's favored now, and I don't think they were favored the other night. Yeah. It's plus 185 on DraftKings for the Texans to win this. I really don't know. Luke, where are you going on this game? Let's jump off of your pick.
I don't. So is Davis Mills still the starter in Houston?
Yeah, as far as I know, they said he's going to be the starter for the rest of the year.
Give me Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. You know what? That makes sense to me. And you know what? Give me James Robinson because fucking Urban Meyer is a douchebag. Let's go with the James Robinson day.
Yeah. I'm not going to say this. It's going to be like a 10-6 game. That's what this is.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to be a great game.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
And look, Jacksonville, dude, do not butcher this hiring again. You have $70 million in cap space. You have a very talented quarterback on a rookie deal. You have two very talented young running backs on rookie deals. You have a very talented defensive end in Josh Allen on a rookie deal
Hey,
at $70 million cap space.
my sneaky pick, Byron Leftwich.
I don't think that's sneaky at all, man. I think Byron Leftwich is almost a fucking no-brainer right now.
Him or Eric Bieniemy, one of the two.
Yep, you absolutely what I was saying the other day. Your first calls need to be Byron Leftwich and Eric Bieniemy.
Yep.
If you don't get one of those, I might say that you butchered the hire in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Falcons Niners 4:00 today, 8.5 point spread.
That's a sneaky good game.
That's a sneaky good game. I'm gonna take the Niners. I don't like what they did last week. I'm gonna take the Niners to win this.
I'm gonna take the better running game, and that's the 49ers right now.
Yeah. Bengals Broncos 3-point spread. Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I did see the stat today on NFL this morning. It was if the Bengals win, they have a 47% chance of going to the playoffs, and if they lose, it's like a 17% chance. And if the Broncos win today, it was like 38%. But if they lose, it's 9%. So
you're saying this might be a classic Bungles day.
Yeah, this might be a classic Bungles day, but Joe Burrow looks pretty good. Hopefully Jamar Chase can figure out the whole drop situation because he's drop city again.
Yeah. Packers, Ravens.
This would be a good game if Lamar was healthy.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to say? Even if Lamar was playing, I'm taking the Packers to win this game. I probably wouldn't take a cover 9 with Lamar, with Tyler Huntley, whatever his name is, Taylor Huntley. They're covering 9 points.
Give me the.
That's
give me
no-brainer.
Yep.
Saints to the Buccaneers. I don't know how this is the 8:30 game on a Sunday night this late in the season. You guys can flex the games. Sean Payton is out with COVID. We are expecting that Kevin James will be on the sidelines. I'll go off about that another day.
That's so bad.
So bad. It's 11 points for the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Buccaneers to win that game. I don't know if I'm going to. 11 seems a little high because
they're not covering 11.
They do have a tough time with the Saints sometimes. They're probably going to win at like 10 points.
Yeah.
11 seems a little high for me.
Yeah. Tom Brady doesn't lose in December. Give me the Bucs.
Raiders, Browns, Monday, 5 o'clock. We still don't know who's going to be playing.
Shit show.
Because apparently COVID won't exist on Monday anymore.
Yeah, correct.
So I'm going to take – I don't know how to bet on this game. I'm going to take the Browns. Because I'm assuming look, if the Browns get their players back, I'm going to take the Browns.
Correct.
The Browns don't get their players back, I'm going to take the Raiders. That's the only way I can really say this.
Right. That's the other thing, Steve. Didn't they say this last year that all 3 quarterbacks can't be in the same room? Like, wasn't that a thing last year? So
I think
how
so.
the hell does Case Keenum and Baker both get it? You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah, the Vikings, Bears, Monday at 8:15. We talked about this on ITL. I don't know what the owner of Chicago has got on fucking Goodell to keep getting himself fucking primetime games.
I know.
The Bears do not deserve to be playing in primetime. I don't know how the Vikings are playing in primetime. Once again, NFL, you can flex these games at this time of the year. You know you can.
Yeah.
Because you do it all the time. You can flex these games.
And it's
you can put a better game in that spot.
The thing is, too, it's not even like the Bears are exciting. Like, you know what you're going to get. It's going to be an ugly fucking game. So, like, what's the point of even trying?
Now, my time's got to be wrong on Tuesday here. Oh, by the way, I'm taking the Vikings to win that game.
Vikings, yes.
Yeah. For Tuesday, it says both games are on at 7 o'clock. That's got to be wrong. Right?
That's interesting.
They can't both be starting at the same time. Anyway, Seahawks, Rams, 6.5 point spread. Rams to cover.
Rams cover.
Eagles, Washington. That's another game that I'm going back and forth on.
Fucking
I took the Eagles
toilet
the other
bowl.
night. I'm gonna take the Eagles again because I believe Washington might be out of quarterback, right?
Taylor Heineke is still not.
Yeah. If there's no Heineke, then I don't. If there's no Mr. Heineken, I don't know how if I can really bet on Washington.
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll go with the Eagles there. 6.5 point spread. I guess I'll take them to cover two. If there's no Taylor Heineke, I don't really see what Washington's going to be able to do on offense. All right. Now, Luke, what you have been waiting for?
Yeah,
Terrible Twitter takes.
Yeah, tease.
It is. God damn it! It's that time of year.
And I'm sure I saw one of these this morning. I'm pretty sure, but
I think you did. Okay, first off, we have that last night showed us that Buffalo laid out the blueprint on how to beat the Patriots.
That Buffalo laid the blueprint?
Yeah, Buffalo laid the blueprint on how to beat the Patriots. So
interesting.
I have a lot of things here. For one, Buffalo lost to the Patriots.
Right.
You can't lay out a blueprint on how to beat a team
if you haven't beat them.
when you didn't beat them. That's
facts.
Second of all, Indy's game plan didn't look anything like Buffalo's game plan.
No, because they actually can run the ball.
Yeah, and like, see, I feel like to me is that Buffalo didn't have a game plan. Indy did have a game plan.
Yeah.
So I guess if you want to say that Buffalo laid out a blueprint, it was like to actually have a game plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do what they did.
Yeah. Don't get emasculated on your home field. All right.
Yeah. Fuck, solve that.
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Don't get your shit kicked in by an offensive line all night. Yeah. Okay. Good blueprint there, folks. Like I have that. Again, I could talk about the analytics of kicking the field goal last night in the fourth quarter with about 10 minutes left in the game. Be down 10 points. Was Bill Belichick admitting defeat and giving up on the game?
No, he's getting in within 2 scores.
You can disagree with the decision to kick the field goal there. You can disagree with that decision. Personally, we talked about earlier, feel of the game. The feel right there, I don't think they will convert in a fourth and goal for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't. And I think to bring up momentum, I think if Indy stopped you right there, which I think they would have, you are handing the momentum right back to Indy, where it's if you just kick the field goal, you kind of keep it even.
Right.
I don't. That's how I feel about you. Bet not what you're going is for your defense, not letting Indy run 5 minutes off the clock right away.
Right.
I mean, you didn't do that, so obviously it looks bad. You can disagree with that decision. You cannot tell me that it's the head coach admitting defeat.
Yeah, come on.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you about football if you told me that Bill Belichick admitted defeat in the game. That is...
If you're admitting defeat, you take a knee on the 1 yard line, man.
Yeah.
that's admitting defeat. Okay.
Like that's not giving up. I'm not not having that conversation.
Right.
And then this is probably the one you saw.
Jason McIntyre.
Yeah, Mac Jones cost
God.
himself Offensive Rookie of the Year last night. Okay, that's the first part of the tweet.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He threw 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions, which still is Only 10 interceptions and less than most of the other rookie quarterbacks.
Right.
It's as many interceptions as just okay. Before I finish the rest of it, Justin Fields can overtake him for Rookie of the Year now.
I mean, what delusional world is this dude living in? I mean, honestly, somebody's paying him for these takes.
Yes, he gets paid for this. He's a paid sports analyst.
Yeah,
that's bad. It's really bad. But okay, let's go by the numbers here. Okay, first of all, let's forget about the record and the fact that Justin Fields hasn't started the full season.
Right.
Which I think kind of automatically makes Mac a better candidate for Rookie of the Year because he played every game and he played every game. They're winning games. Either way, by the numbers, Justin Fields this season has 1,580 something yards. I could pull up my tweet of it here when I did the stats. 6 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Mac Jones has 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. How fucking good of a 3 games is Justin Fields going to have to overtake that?
I mean, he needs 3 games of 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks.
Literally. The next 3 games.
What it's going to take.
The next 3 games, he has to account for 4 touchdowns a game, no turnovers, and 400 yards of offense.
Say what you want about the yards. Okay. Say what you want. But when it comes down to it, you can't have a negative touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, you just can't. I mean, it's just plain and simple. You can say, okay, Justin might be a better runner. I don't know what his rush yards are like.
I don't know either, but I don't even care about rush yards for a quarterback. It's not important
about that. And what it comes down to is who's winning the games, who's started the most games, who has the better touchdown to interception ratio, and who has the better QBR. I mean, those are the 5 things right there.
Oh yeah, the QBR. I'm not even going to bother pulling it. It's ridiculously in Mac's favor.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing people don't want to admit about Mac Jones. Look, this is another thing I keep hearing about him, that he doesn't have arm strength, that he has average below average arm strength.
It's just the fact that it's not flashy. That's why people hate it. It's just not flashy.
We've seen him throw the ball down the field. We've seen that he can throw the ball. The fact that he doesn't throw the ball downfield doesn't mean that he can't. It means that
it's the game plan.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I mean,
and you guys all want every other team to have this big game plan that's all flashy like that. Well, this fucking magical system that you all telling about with the Patriots, it seems to work.
Yeah.
So maybe do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I did have this one was great. It was how can we? There was a picture of that throw that Mac Jones had that I hated the throw, but it was that 3rd down completion across his body, across the field while he was getting hit to Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
I hated the throw when he threw it. I loved that it was completed.
Yeah. That's the love-hate one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. It was said. How can someone, actually like a quarterback that throws this pass? And someone put it back up and was like, well, it was completed for a 3rd down conversion. Yeah. The guy said, that's true, but I don't think his no-look passes are on the same level as Mahomes or Stafford. Throwing no-look passes is not something a quarterback is supposed to do. I don't know why I have to keep fucking saying this.
First of all,
I don't want my quarterback. I don't care if my quarterback can throw a pass without looking. I want my quarterback to be looking when he throws the ball.
Right.
I do not care if he can throw a ball not looking.
Here's the thing,
want him
Steve,
to look.
Did did I fall asleep or forget or not go to class that day that there's a special column in the stat sheet that says no look passes complete right next to completions? Did I forget that day?
I didn't see that one. I
didn't
really
think the column existed, but whatever.
see that must have been on the same day that they said that wins don't matter and only stats do. That must have been it must have been on that day because I missed that day of football camp as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember these times that my coach never talked to me about no look passes.
I just
I didn't play quarterback, but like as playing defense, my coaches also never talked to me about no look passes because we were expecting that the quarterback would look when they threw the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't even think it like it's just that's just how you play football when you're a quarterback, you're supposed to look.
You're supposed to look at people.
Throw the ball. And I didn't even know like there's a. So do we have to like rate now? Like, is there a scale on how we rate in these no look passes? Like, I don't know what the system is.
There's probably a QBR for it. There probably is.
There's got to be some algorithm, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do we got any analytics guys that want to come on and talk to me about the no-look passes, and maybe you can explain the science behind that?
Yeah.
No one out there? No one in the comments, huh? Yeah. Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah, cool. All right. No answer there. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Get your picks in, get your lineup set. I don't have to set my lineups because
nope, I got a nice little
bye. We get the bye week, motherfucker. It's all coming down to me and you, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, the rest of you suck.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. You know where you find me. I'm the General, Steven Reiser. I'll be back next week at the same time. Maybe Luke will be with me. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll drink himself into a coma after the Steelers game today.
All depends on today.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables that go into this.
Yeah.
Variables that I don't think the analytics guys are taking into account.
No.
Yeah. Actually, wait, no. Oh, wait, no. Saturday's Christmas, not Sunday. I was going to say I won't be here next week because it's Christmas, but next Sunday is not Christmas.
Yeah, it's Festivus next Sunday. I forgot.
Yeah, next Sunday is Festivus. So get your Festivus polls out. Get ready for the airing of grievances, the feats of strength.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm ready to air some grievances after today.
Oh, this is what the holidays are all about. You know what? That's it. So next Sunday, Luke, you are on. Next Sunday is the Festivus special.
Yeah.
We're gonna air out our grievances.
Yep.
I'm actually probably not gonna air out a lot of my grievances because I'm the owner of the company, and I probably shouldn't do it. Luke can do that.
I can do that.
I got a lot of things that I got a lot of grievances that I probably shouldn't air out on a live stream. Yeah. I gotta get permission before I do that.
Right, we got to go to HR and like all that other stuff. Yeah.
And for the feats of strength, somebody will fight a live beer.
Yeah. We'll get dude.
Yeah. We'll get someone to do that. That also won't be me.
Oh, it won't be you?
No, it won't be. But I've been talking about this for a few years now with BCMG. I will be having somebody fight a live beer at some point. Apparently, he's fighting his dog right now.
I am.
Yeah. But that's all, folks. We'll see you next week. Happy Festivus.